Okay, we're convened again as the Board of County Commissioners. I'd like a motion to go into Board of Equalization.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we enter into the Board of Equalization as required under Idaho Code.
That motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So for those here to participate, we recognize and support your right to come register your concerns and appeal the appraisals that are given. Our duty is to hear both sides and make a determination based upon the facts as we see them. The assessor must assess value at market value on all properties in Bannock County. The appeal process gives the property owner the chance to appeal said value before this board. If for some reason the decision rendered does not meet with your satisfaction, we encourage you to file an appeal with the State Board of Tax Appeals. Another option available to you is relief through the district courts. It is imperative that you focus on property valuations, not on protesting your tax. This will make the process go easier. We'll ask our Deputy Clerk, Nancy Allen, to swear in all those who plan to participate.
Solemnly swear that any testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, the procedure will go as follows. The appellant will be given 3 minutes, and then we will ask some questions, and then the appraiser table will be given 3 minutes, and we will ask some questions. The appellant will be given 2 more minutes, and then the board will discuss the process and render a decision. Our first person up is Randolph Short.
Going once.
Okay, Paul and Kelly Bowers.
So it said it was open 5 things for everybody,
If you haven't already turned them in, then we can't accept them here.
We did turn them in, but they said bring 5 things.
I'm good. I have it on my computer.
Okay.
Some people, if it's needed, if you reference it, great. If not, like I said, some of us are. I like the computer route, so we don't need the copies.
I need a copy. I don't see it. Let's see. And then you have a copy for the records?
They might not have included.
Do you have that too?
I don't. It's not.
Did
in the
you
packet.
turn this into our office with your application?
We emailed it to whatever was supposed to email it to.
Okay.
Was it within the 3 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and give us a copy. We need to verify.
I'm gonna text Christine.
Yes, because this is the second one we've had in 2 days that doesn't have their information with it. See, so it's good to be prepared.
Try to be, I don't know.
And then we need one for the assessor's table also.
Even from us?
Huh?
You
Yeah,
don't
ours-
know.
no.
Oh, ours is in there.
Yours is in there, but they didn't include the email.
All right. State your name and your 3 minutes will begin. This light will show you when the red light goes off, your time is up.
My name is Paul Bowers. And so with comparing homes as you're fully aware, that location is everything with values of houses. And so when comparing houses in our neighborhood, so previously our house, as far as we've gotten from the county assessor, our house is compared to houses clear across the city from ours and not in our neighborhood. So on that first table, when it says comparables, those are houses in our neighborhood. And as you can see, the ones on Roy, Ethel, and Gregg Circle, those are valued at about $250,000 with adjustments to bring it up to comparable to our size in that area. So as you can see, our valuation last year was $293,000. And so this year it's gone up to $350,000. So last year it was overvalued, and this year would make it even more so because, again, they're comparing our house to houses clear across the city from ours. In our neighborhood, there's 3 trailer parks, there's over 200 apartments, there's traffic congestion. They have a 4-way stop sign on the corner of Quinn and Hawthorne, which backs traffic up clear past OK Ward Park. We don't have any, where I live, there's no crosswalks or sidewalks to get across the street over to the park that's right next to us. And also, the other second part of that is sales in our area. So a house directly across from us, similar size lot, similar size bathrooms. It sold within the year for $275,000, which again is much less than our appraised value of $293,000, and that was just within the last year. It's not some outrageous amount or outrageous time difference. And if you're to look at, so on the comparables, but if you look on the one, did I get to the right page here? Home size, it's the 3965 Henderson Lane. That's the one that's directly across. Nope, that's not right. It's the 3960. All right, where am I at here?
You're okay.
So it's the 3965 Henderson Lane, which is directly across from us. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and approximately about the same square footage as ours. And like I said, it has a brand new roof. It has.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
No questions.
Your 3 minutes begin now.
Thank you. When we initially took a look at the home, and to make a point of clarification, when we do send out comparable properties, either based on sales or assessment levels, we will typically look at what homes are selling for in the immediate area, but also further out throughout the city. But for the purposes of our sales analysis, this year we only considered properties that sold within the immediate market area of any particular subject property. When we look at this home having just over 3,000 square feet of finished living space above and below grade, and when we took into account all the sales that occurred in the area, it did appear to us that this fell within the bounds of what we've seen happen in the market. When we considered the property across the street from the appellant's information, one of the big things that we noted was the property that sold across the street a year prior was 25 years older than the subject property. So if we factor in depreciation and time adjustments, we certainly still continue to see the property value within the realm of what we've expected and what we've observed in the market. So our recommendation has been that we keep the value at the assessed value of $359,28.
Questions?
Yes, as far as the land value.
Undirect all
Oh,
questions.
sorry,
right
I
here.
didn't realize that, sorry.
Come back to board, thank you.
So as far as the land value, so our land value is valued at over $58,000, whereas land value of comparable size or larger in our neighborhood is considered to be less at $45,126 or $41,400. I was wondering why that might be, why ours is over $13,000 more.
With the majority of land values having been converted over into our new system, we have begun moving parcels over to a land schedule. And what we have found is with residential, we typically are assigning a site value. So parcels that are similar in size, but there is a slight difference, they would have the same site value. Now, prior to getting those on a land schedule, they will be whatever the converted value was from our old system. And in the past, there were some neighborhoods that had values assigned per square foot. As we convert each neighborhood for residential, we do move those over to that land schedule and take a look at the whole area. Where this parcel is certainly larger than the ones on its street, we would not be surprised to find the land value a little bit higher on this one.
Can I ask another question? Okay. So why would be my So there's land value, property just a block or so away that's larger than mine, that's valued at the 45,126. And after we're comparing sizes, similarities, wouldn't that be comparable to mine?
Jason?
It's a possibility. Without diving into that particular parcel, it'd be hard to answer that question.
Okay. Commissioners?
So just real quick, referencing through this, so I looked at this parcel as a larger parcel than others. It looks like it's probably a couple lots that are combined. As I referenced this house across the street to the west, none of those land values have any land values. There is actually no value assigned to the property across the west side. I think the other thing is it looks like that this part of this parcel owns the road, which is Highline, which is part of it. It appears there is a land easement that the parcel may be incorrectly drawn, but it does mirror the parcel across the street, and it was 0.08 hundredths of an acre. Is the one across the street directly to the west has the same appeared to be parcel. So you own part of, what road is that?
West
Quinn Road. You own part of Quinn Road, just so you know. But you can't do anything with it.
Can I make
but-
another comment with that?
Hold on one second while I'm going down this rabbit hole. And so again, I have kind of as I look at part of the land issue there, and I'm starting to see as we started to look and and we appear to be probably the largest house in the neighborhood. So we're probably seeing some of it. We have kind of been judging that rule about 15 to 20% of what we see. And a 15% would put you at 337, just as observations and like that.
Commissioner Howe?
I was kind of looking at the same thing Tony was with 15%.
Well, and I would say that if that land value is also including, that's what I was getting at with it, if it's being counted that way, is that's one of the only, there appears to be two parcels that I can see as I look up and down that actually fall into, and their easements were probably never given to the city when the road was constructed.
And
So
when we
it's
do see
counted back
those,
to-
what we will typically do is identify that portion and put it in as a right-of-way. Now, for the sake of site values, if it's not a substantial amount, it may not have an impact on site value. And I do believe the reason on the parcel viewer that those two pieces of land across the street to the west, the reason they're showing as a $0 value is that parcel was recently split. And so the two new parcels are actually each valued at a site value of $68,400.
Okay, I just don't have data yet to support that, so as I look through that, it's one of my key indicators of where we're looking at the land values.
Okay.
So,
And I'll tell you where I'm going. I look at this form, and in 2019, you come to BOE, and we give you a break there. And then we seem to forget it, and this is what I brought about yesterday. We seem to forget about the break that we give at BOE. So if we go 30% from 2019, that would be 304,526. That's 15% each the last 2 years, which seems to fit with what we did last year and what we're doing this year in my mind.
okay, you wanna put that in if you have it?
Yeah. Get the right parcel number.
There you go.
Okay. On parcel number RPRPCPP 044103, or that's 044103. I would make a motion that we make an adjustment to 304,526, and that would be off the improvement.
Do you want to make an adjustment on that land to compensate for that bit that goes out to?
I would leave that and let them address that.
We have a motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we've made an adjustment.
I would-
Just make one comment. I agree with what you said.
Okay, let me finish my spiel. If you don't like it, you have the ability to appeal. If the assessor's office doesn't like it, they have the ability to appeal. but that is the final decision of this board. Yes, sir.
No, I was just gonna add that there is a ditch, that's a Fort Hall ditch, that's part of that property value as well, but it's Fort Hall ditch, I can't do anything with that. part.
Well, that's what I say, I would go give the roadway, I would verify that with the assessor's office,
Okay.
not in this meeting, but,
Okay.
later, and I would go and say, hey, City of Pocatello, here's your
Okay.
road.
I appreciate that, thank you. Is that it?
All right, thank you. Craig and Lisa Lish. You've heard my spiel. Please state your name and your 3 minutes begin.
My name is Craig Lish. I live at 554 West Pine in Pocatello. I just barely got this notice last night. My wife doesn't remember very well, so they sent, whoever the clerk was, sent it to her phone number, the text message instead of mine. Okay, anyway, so last year, my tax was 195, I think. It said I didn't have much time to dig stuff up. This year, it's went up 55,000. I live in the same.
Point of clarification, Mr. Chairman, your tax or your
My
assessment?
assessment
Okay, thank you, sir.
went up 55, to 255 and some change. What basically it boils down to is her and I are on a fixed retirement income. And insurance, you know how insurance is going out of sight. Mine's $400 a month, hers will be we're close to $800 a month. And I can't understand when I haven't done any, I mean, I don't have a hot tub outside my house, and I don't have fountains, and it's a nice older home built in the 60s. So it's nothing special. Got a single car garage. I live in the Lewis and Clark neighborhood. Most of the houses are similar to mine. And there's a lot of people in my situation with high taxes and single incomes, and my wife doesn't draw any income either, so.
Okay. Thank you. Question?
No question.
Your 3 minutes begin.
Thank you. In reviewing this parcel, we do show the home to be built in 1966 to be of average quality and average condition. We don't have any improvements on record. And so then when we look to see what similar homes in a similar condition are selling for, and we look at a per square foot value, we actually do find this one to be on the lower end of the spectrum of the comparable sales that we submitted. And so when we looked for any opportunities for corrections, it does appear that all the data in our file is correct. You know, we don't have the basement as being completely finished, and this has been drawn in our new system, so the conversion has been completed. So at this time, our recommendation would be that we stay with the current assessed value of the $245,462.
Any question?
Well,
Comment and rebuttal?
I don't know. My house isn't sided, so it's not like it's been updated a lot. It just seems like a lot of money, and being a senior citizen, it's not, before long, when are we gonna be run out of our homes because of assessed value or whatever?
Okay, thank you. Commissioners?
Again, kind of, in fact, we came to BOE last year,
And the year before.
and the year before. Again, right now, at January 1, it probably, you're at 22% at January 1 growing. I don't think the market went that far right now. If this was today, I think that you would be within that 22% window. So I would say that coming from BOE and then going back, that we would apply the 15% rule from BOE. But I definitely think that if it was right now today, that it would be that. I would say, Mr. Chairman, on parcel, excuse me, Commissioner Huff, I jumped the gun.
Number you going with?
15%, 217, 927. Mr. Chairman, I move on parcel RPRPRCT 003600. that we adjusted the value to $217,927, and that be made off of the improvement.
Got a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So, sir, your assessment has been adjusted down to $217,927. Not the decision of this board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mohan?
Oh geez, we're going with a crazy parcel today. I'm just letting you know there was one miracle that happened today. Don't count on a second.
Let's try.
Please state your name and your 3 minutes begin.
All right, my name is Mohan Sepla. I own the property on 133 West Burnside. I just like always have a question about the tax rate on the property, like from my first year in 2017 about it too. I bought it for, 3.1 million. That time the market is different. Then it's changed, keep changing. Even the last year it changed too. That's what I always thought, if the tax rate by income of the property, how much I make the gross income on the property, it's like, the first year I did do it close to like a 1.1 million on 2016. I'm okay, I pay tax everything. So. And then it's market change, everything, the sales goes down, some improvement I have to do it. I'm doing slowly, but I'm getting there. On top of that, now Corona, I always think if the tax rate on the property is by like a revenue of the, how much I make on it. If you guys do like a, instead of a total value of the property, if you do on the revenue like a 3, 4, 5%, however you guys want, to fit in it. So I guess for business like us, the way the market change everything, it may be a lot better and help us a lot. That's the reason. I know they had a property value like this year for 2021. I know they decreased to 2.3 million for it. But I don't know, that's just a temporarily or just for 1 year, 1 year, or it's going to be paid on for a couple of years, so I have no idea. So I'm just wondering if you guys adjust, on a sale or whatever it makes, by a percentage, it probably help us a lot in the business we are in.
Any questions?
No questions.
Turn it over to you.
Thank you. So I do want to say Mr. Seplet has been very good to work with over the last 2 years. He's been great at providing income documentation for us to consider the income approach in line with converting this parcel over into our new system. Late last year, that conversion was completed, and so when we priced this parcel out based on all of the information and drawing it and accurately reflecting what the property contains, the total assessed value came out to $19,920 per room. That's just one of the averages we look at when we're looking at something like a motel. When we ran the 2020 income information, it actually worked out to a suggested value of $26,406 per room. And that is within 1% of where the 2020 assessed value came in at. So when we completed that conversion and actually saw our costing data from Marshall and Swift bring that value down even more, we certainly felt that it was at least on the lower end, and we couldn't find anything that would show us any cause to lower it any further. We cast a net to look at comparable sales of motels throughout the state, both in asking prices and in actual sales price per room. And all of our data showed us that the lowest price per room was about $53,000 per room for a motel. So it does look like we're certainly in line, if not a little on the low end based on the income approach. And if we look at a statewide view of the sales approach, we're on the low end. So it would be our recommendation that we state the current assessed value of the $2,310,720.
So you did do the income process?
Yeah.
and was within 1% of this number.
Mhm.
And you valued it at 19,000 per room?
How many rooms?
This year,
Right. Okay.
How many rooms are there on this?
116?
yeah, 1/6.
It's like a 5 room converted into storage room, it's had 111 rentals.
Oh, there's only 111?
What did, just a point of clarification, what did you use as a cap rate when you used your income-based approach?
Looks like it was 9.74.
Were you including taxes inside of your net approach, or did you exclude your taxes?
I believe on that one we excluded the taxes.
Okay.
Do you have a question or rebuttal?
No?
Okay.
Commissioner Huff, question? I feel like where we should be based on the income, where they're using the 19,000 per room. Really good.
Yeah. No, you're at 19,000 if that's used for your with that cap rate. I mean, in cap rates, right now, you're gonna have some interference in COVID and what's been going on. Do you know what your cap rate was based on when you bought the property?
When I bought the property, it's totally different situation. I just like to kind of wonder if and ask.
Okay.
I want the business, they want to get out of it.
Okay.
So I didn't look.
So you
much
didn't
in
actually
it,
have a
but
cap rate?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Do you feel like that cap rate compensated for last year? Or do you feel like the 19,000 compensated?
well, again, that's gonna be I don't think that's gonna be a very subjective. Typically the cap rate, if we're including the taxes, the cap rate has been a little lower in Bannock County. It's usually been between the 6 to 7.5, maybe up to 8, but that's including your taxes. If you're not including your taxes, the 9 might be a little on the high side, but I don't know if there's enough data to change the cap rate based upon what's happening in COVID right now. I mean, I know it's probably affected it, but
I feel like the 19,000 kind of paid out because the industry average basically was
26. So it would look like that there was some, I think you're in the ballpark on this one. Is what I'm saying. I don't see that. If he would have said, well, I did a cap rate of 4. Well, okay, we're gonna have a conversation. But taxes were not included, and the cap rate there. That I think that you're probably there right now. And maybe if we have more data from this next year to build, then I think you could definitely change it. But I don't know what to say right now. Yeah, I think that you're probably, especially where it came down from $3,043,074, and it came down to $2,310,000.
That would help too,
I mean, that's
temporarily,
I'd probably cut your losses where it was at right now and say, hey, and I would see, because again, with that cap rate once there, I think you're there. I think that's probably, I don't think you could drive it any lower unless you had if you had rooms of a different cost. I did 111 rooms at 19, and that put you at 2.1, and you're at 2.3. The argument over 5 rooms, I don't know what else to say. So I would just,
I'd call for motion then.
Mr. Chairman, I would say on RPRCIGP 000201 that we affirm the assessor's value at this time.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay? All right, thank you.
You can still appeal this to the state if you so choose.
If it stays for 5 years like this, I'm okay with it. So that's in my range.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Amber?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Amber Jimenez, and this is new to me, so I'm kind of glad I was last because I gotta, understand it a little more.
You're okay. We don't fight.
Okay. So just looking at the numbers here, my assessment went up like 116,000, and we did some adjustments because something was incorrect when I went to the assessors, which was like double dinging me. And so we got that corrected, and now it's like 83,000. But I was unable to go back to work, due to losing my mom right before I had our last baby. And so when I see these numbers, I'm like, am I even gonna be able to afford this home for our family? Like, that's just, I hear people are mad about increases of like 5,000, and you know, mine's way up there, and we're just a one income. And so it's not a newer home. But I definitely have like a lot of cracked cement, and it makes me not even wanna make my cement safe for my kids to rollerblade, because if it's going up this much with cracked cement, like, you know, why do I wanna make improvements? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kinda new at all this, and I don't know, the number just kinda scares me.
Okay, thank you. Question?
No questions.
Okay, your time begins.
Thank you. So in reviewing the parcel, it does appear that there was a conversation with our appraisers, and it looks like they made an adjustment to the square footage after speaking with the appellant. That dropped the assessed value from the 295,132 down to 261,791. So when we look at the rest of the details on the home, it does not look like they were able to find any additional corrections to the file. For the home itself, we show it as being built in 1975, being of fair quality and average condition. And from everything else we found, it does appear that it would be our recommendation we would keep the adjusted value of the 261,791.
Any questions back?
Like I said, I'm new to this.
Okay. No, you're fine. Commissioners?
Again, as I kind of look at this, we had a correction actually. So we had DOE in 19, a correction in 20 that brought it to 178, and then even with the square footage adjustment, a 20% increase on value would have put it at 214. And so, like I said, it very well might be worth that right now today, but saying it jumped over 20, 30% in that year period, I don't know if we're assuming value to value in oranges. I don't see where that goes. So I would leave it to your.
Commissioner Huff? Looking at the correction plus 15%, that would put it 205,724, and with that location and that size, I'm comfortable with that number.
Okay.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that on parcel RP 0000500, to make an adjustment to the value of the home to 205,724, with the adjustment coming off of the improvements.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So, we know it's an increase, but we've adjusted your value to 205,724, which fits into the pattern that we've evaluated everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
All right? And thanks for coming.
Yeah, sorry, I'm such a wreck.
We're not big bad people. Please come talk to us. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, we have Randolph G. Short that did not show up.
Are we sure that there wasn't a cancellation on some of these? Because we've been getting like one or two of these that we've had in every one, and I don't know if it's, I've never had that many that,
I've asked.
nothing? Okay.
Nobody received notice of cancellation.
Cool groovy.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to withhold the assessed value.
Here you go.
If you're not gonna come, schedule time.
And there's nothing that's included in the packet other than just these two. There's no,
My only question is, they did go up $100,000. We've adjusted other people down that have not showed up, using the same factors that we've had.
All right.
I'd just like to follow the same pattern. Like I say, 229.8 to 332. I'll turn some time over to the assessor's table.
Thank you. In reviewing the home, we did find a cause for a small change to the finished square footage of the basement. That would lower the assessed value from $332,108 down to $317,352. In reviewing the rest of the details of the home, we found it was an average home of average quality, built in 2003, with 1,992 square feet of finished living space, above and below grade. When we considered all of the sales in that area, this falls in line with the sales prices that we were seeing as of January 1st of this year. So we would recommend that we hold with the corrected value of $317,352.
Any comments from the commission?
I just wanna do something.
Mr. Chair, I withdraw my motion.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Looking forward. I'll do it.
Um,
264,302.
yeah, sure, sounds good to me.
That is the 15%. So, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we make an adjustment on parcel RPVW 100-1100 to the amount of 264,302 with the adjustment coming off the improvement.
We have a motion that I recognize. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Sorry, I just
Okay.
was
I got over
listening
it.
and thinking.
I wasn't even offended.
All right, with that being said, we are at recess until